Hello and welcome to my presentation on behaviorisms. This is a class I took this year, and I made a prototype trying to convince college students to vote on the European election. For this, I chose this existing campaign to base it off of. This is just the official website of the European government, and I have made multiple prototypes, multiple iterations of prototypes trying to get people to vote. In between every prototype, there was a lot of testing done in order to improve every iteration from the last one. So I'm now going to give you a quick overview of those few iterations and explain the theory behind them. So the first prototype was this one. So how it works is that you have a phone and every day you get a notification. The notification alarms you of an issue that is going on that day. And in your town you'll see these villagers. These villagers are little animal creatures based on actual politicians with little animal puns. And they will talk in a cutesy way on very real issues. And then in the end, you'll vote for them every day to get you into the loop of voting in the hope that in the end, the voting will be easier for you. And they will also debate each other for a bit. And you can pick, and then she'll thank you. So I got a lot of feedback on this. But the main one in this iteration was that it's too cute. The testers couldn't take it seriously, which I understood. So in my second iteration, I made it more serious. I made them their normal selves. They won't talk about Putin anymore. Instead, they talk about Putin. To make it a bit more seriously and a bit more of a legit voting tool. So after I tested this one, a lot of people complained that there isn't really voting. Why would this make me vote? So this is when I introduced a voting system where you vote every day. I made them talk a bit more seriously about each other as well. The actual things they are saying are very much based off of things that the actual politicians actually said. I tried to copy it as much as possible to try to prevent my own personal bias in politics and make it as objective as possible. And then at the end you can vote. Then you can vote for this guy and he thanks you for voting. And so I tested this, and the main piece of feedback I got here is people don't feeling like their vote doesn't matter. And this was serious feedback because a lot of the research I've done in why people actually don't vote was for very similar reasons. I don't feel like it matters. So in the last iteration, I really tried to communicate how important voting is. So it's very similar. And they talk, and then you can vote. And then, if I vote for this guy, for example, you can see that in the next day there's a new issue, so a new notification on your phone. There are of course other things to do in the meantime. There will be more villagers, more people to talk to who also give their own views, some mini games to just keep the player engaged. But now I voted for this one, and as you can see there's a lot more trees. There are solar panels here, more trees here as well, and also here solar panels. And then they talk about new issues. This would allow people to have a more personal attachment to their village. They feel like their decisions matter. And also, if people don't log in often enough, so there's a streak system where every day you get that message. And if you then vote, then your streak increases by 1. And if you skip a day, it resets to 0. This is all to kind of influence players and try to get them to come back and get really into that loop of voting. And in the testing of this final prototype, people who I never expected to show any interest in politics also said, this does make me want to vote. So that it does help. And also if they log in often, more villagers will join, like NPCs who also you cannot vote for, just to so that they can give their 2 cents. So if you play this often enough, your village will really become your village. You will grow an attachment to it, and hopefully that will translate nicely into people feeling that attachment to voting for Europe. I used a bunch of different theories in here, like nudging. If you see the voting thing, there's I haven't implemented it this day, but there's a don't vote button. And if you click that, a random person gets elected, and you won't get that internal reward of feeling more attached to your village, because then just kind of whatever happens, and there's no solar panels. Well, I kind of would have wanted solar panels. just to kind of give an obviously worse choice to get people to vote themselves. I also added good mappings and clear feedback. If the villagers will all tell you, if you elect me, this is what I will do. I will add more solar panels and more trees, and then you vote for them, and then you actually get those solar panels and those trees. Really getting back to that clear feedback and good mapping principle, right? I also implemented the hook model, which is a model where you try to give people, get them to have internal triggers, which in this case is the attachment to their village, wanting to get back to that cozy atmosphere and trying to further redevelop their village, and also the street, of course. Those are like the internal triggers that get people to come back. Then once they're back, you have the action, which I have designed to make as fun as possible. Also play little mini games, right? To just get more of that attachment to it. Then there's the reward. It's a very social reward. You can talk to people otherwise across the street and say, "Oh, I'm so happy with these solar panels," or "Oh man, this tree is really annoying." To just really get that feedback and that reward, that social reward, that people are after. And you get to the final level of the hook model, which is the investment, where I just hope that people get invested in the characters and really are excited to have their town more like how they would want it. So that's kind of the prototype I made and the theory that I based this prototype off of. Thank you guys a lot for watching. I will put a link to this prototype. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put a link to this prototype in the description in case you want to check it out. And thank you for watching.